Welcome back everybody to another War of the Visions video. Today we're going to be doing some PvP hunting with Delita, and I think that I've built him a little bit differently than the typical player, just that I've built him as a tank, whereas I see most of the Delitas out there are spec'd with self-sacrifice to do as much damage as possible. I actually kind of figured that I would solve my tank problem by making Delita my tank, and that's going to be a little bit better than Ramza because he gets tanking abilities like self-sacrifice, like Sentinel. He gets the Immortal Spirit, and he gets the Paladin's sub ability to increase HP and defense, so he does get a leg up over Ramza that way. So you can see that on my little menu here that everyone's stats are up there, and I'm still working on Delita's Esper, so he's 10 out of 10 with Odin, which was my original plan, but I don't have a tanking Esper built up for him yet, so I'm still working on that. So Ramza is actually going to be a little bit tanky as well, which works out because he can use Taunting Spell, and they can kind of play off each other, grabbing aggro while Ayaka heals them both, and then we'll kind of go from there. So we'll take a little closer look at my composition now. Now, when I said that I'm building Delita differently, I'm sure there's other players out there that are also building him as a tank, so please feel free to comment below and share how the experience has been with you so far. I actually filmed some matches prior to this, and unfortunately there was some errors with the recording and I can't actually show them, which is a shame because they went really well. And actually my guild battle today, I got 0 stars, which sounds bad, but Delita did incredibly well as a tank. It was a new experience for me, having someone stick around that long. It was just a kill fade that I couldn't deal with, unfortunately. So taking a look at the composition here, we've got Ayaka, who's got some defense and some spirit, and then the full slash resist siren. For Delita, he's got an assault nag, a +5 iron plate, and then sacred step for the spirit as well, and then Ramza's just got a balanced armor of light, and then Etra's TMR for some agility and some crit, and we also have the Odin and Death Machine cards, which means I'm gonna have extra resistance against single target attacks, and then also against the area attacks, which is very nice for having kind of this beefy party that I'm trying to put together right now. And you can see I've also got Vow of Love with Delita in the middle slot, and that is so that it's going to affect people's movements to come straight into the middle, and this is going to work in 2 ways. So it's hopefully going to help people line up for Taunting Blade and Spell so that we can do some big AoE damage on people, and it's also going to stop Ayaka from being picked off and Ramza from being picked off, although Ramza is very tanky as well. So with that being said, we're going to get into some matches, and we'll just try to pick some good matches against Agrias-based teams, other ice-based teams, and kind of see what we can find. So definitely going to avoid anything with Kilfei. So the first match we'll go for is going to be against another sustained team, and they've got a Mediena, and I want to see how her damage is against my Delita, and we're probably going to see a flare come up at some point here, but I still think this is going to be a very interesting match, so let's go ahead and we'll start that one. So one of the best parts about Delita with his acquired AP up is that you're going to get the Immortal Spirit turn 1, and then Taunting Blade as early as turn 2, which is really a huge deal. It's a very powerful attack, but it's also going to basically cement Delita as a target for a long time, so that's kind of what we're going for here. Sometimes with an Engelbert, it could take them multiple turns to get Taunting Blade up, and that is enough time to take out another unit. But this is going to be interesting because now both Ramza and Delita are going to have some aggro. And Delita is weak to magic, so Mediena is still kind of strong. Oh, here's a very early Angelic Grace, which just became the best special. Like, it already was the best special, but the stop resist up and the stop cure is absolutely huge right now. So you can see Mont's Taunting Blade's not that big, but Delita's would be absolutely huge if he had used it. And he's actually, since he has that innate ice resistance, he was able to survive that flare, which is a really big deal to give him that next chance. But we do have to deal with a souped up Mont here, which is definitely going to be tricky because we've probably got a Mediena special coming up in a sec. Or actually everybody's lined up for a Blizzaga right now. This is really bad. Okay, there we go. So it's still a flare, which is fine on Ramza because he is our #1 full life target. So hopefully we get that coming off here. And you know what this is actually an exhibit in that I've shown you by accident is, hey, how good is Mont still? Because we are not able to get by him right now. And I'm really hoping that my team moves out of the way. Nope, we're gonna get another taunting. So this is where we're in a lot of trouble. Because we're just stuck with this Mont, and we've lined up so well for his abilities. But the Mediena now doesn't have AP probably to do much, so it's gonna put us in an okay situation. And that's huge, oh my goodness. And you can see Ramza does so much damage with his spell-based abilities because defense doesn't affect them. They're magic stat-based. Not magic attack, but magic stat-based, so he needs higher spirit to be able to deal with them. So while his slash resist might be good, his spirit's probably low. And you can see a side attack from Delita gave him 34 AP. So next turn he's going to be able to hopefully do something really big. Although we're going to run out of actions here in a sec. Because we've only got blizzards left from Mediena. Here we go. And you can see right there how powerful that taunting blade was from Delita when he has a bunch of attack compared to Mont, who's a pretty low attack unit. So that's the nice thing about this composition is if Mont goes down first, or sorry, if Ramza goes down first, that's perfect because he is has a very high faith and he's got a high chance of full life succeeding on him. Okay, so here's another interesting matchup. We've got Engelbert and Agrias, so this is going to be very tanky against our sustain, and then Lucia has some damage down, so because of the map. So we'll see if we can tackle this one. So the nice thing here is that Delita should Taunting Blade this time because my opponent doesn't have any big movers that are going to come very far forward, so it's way more likely that he's going to be able to Taunting Blade. They were also drawn to the left because of Engelbert, so he's going to hopefully do that. Whereas last time Mont was in the middle, he came forward with 4 move, he had Vow of Love on, but right here we're going to get a big Taunting Blade, and you can see it's still pretty strong, 1400 on Engelbert, who's pretty tanky, and then Ayaka with the Luna Verve to really help that AP generation and get everybody super high. Because what we're gonna get here on super high on AP, we're gonna get hopefully an Ultima from Ramza on Engelbert, which would be the ideal way to deal with him. So right here, if we can, and I actually don't know if Ramza's going to have enough move. Oh yeah, he does. Okay, perfect. So with this composition, Ramza can often get Ultima off, which is really, really nice because I've got it at level 19. So you can see it's pretty strong. And it's a guaranteed hit, which is nice in some situations. And you can see that Delita does not take much damage, 400 damage from Agrias. So that puts me in a very good position. Oh, and then the reflex. but it's fine. So Delita and Ramza both have good projectile resistance, and they're both in general have good resistances all around. Magic would be the weakness of Delita for sure. Ugh, the miss, the big miss on the Kuraga. But that Agrias just took that fire damage pretty well from Karma Blade. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to keep healing up. And I have my Delita's faith very low, and I know a lot of people are looking to get him to put stop on people, which is really nice, or silence on people. But I do want him to not be stopped or silenced himself, and when I did have his faith at 70, I was finding that was happening too often, so I had to make a change. And there you have it. Alright, so this matchup is going to be super interesting. We've got another sustain team, but this Agrias has Odin and Iron Giant, so she's going to be spec'd against slash resist and with slash attack up. So she's definitely looking to do damage. Luckily, Delita's going to be resistant to her, so we're going to see if that makes a huge difference or not. Nice little Immortal Spirit. Now, the original plan for these videos was to do Machsho instead of Ayaka, but I unfortunately, I tried it out a little bit, and there were some matches where it was a huge success. She can do a lot of damage, but there were other matches where she was just holding me back, and I thought it would be easier just to showcase one unit, although I do want to showcase Machsho at some point. She tends to use Banishka a lot, but she never targets unit with it, ever. So if someone takes their turn, then she will be able to, or she will miss pretty much all the time, which can be super frustrating. So you can see that this is a super tanky team. They're very, very prepared for slash attack, so it's going to be very difficult for me to win. But I'm hoping that my fire is going to, and there's the stop anyway. Get out of here. No, Ayaka, use your special. Gosh darn it. Yeah, this wall is not gonna go down easily. Now I think a big point here will be whether or not my Ayaka or their Ayaka starts doling out some damage as well, although both his units are very strong against magic, so we'll have to see. Okay, there's the Asuna. Does that not even... Oh my gosh, that was for the silence! That was for the silence! Okay, we're in rough shape. Okay, good. So this is going to take the stop off. And we're kind of at like... Oh! How about I tell you all about how I lowered my Delita's faith to avoid this exact scenario, and then he gets 2 status effects on him. So this is a bit of bad luck for sure. But we're still like technically in it. And their Ayaka is going to keep buffing, so I'm really hoping that if my Delita stays at a certain threshold, that my Ayaka will cast a Holy. And you can see right there how much damage Delita can do against Agrias with his elemental advantage. So I'm still in okay shape. I just need Delita to save up a bit of AP. If he can use his special, that would be incredible. Because we're definitely getting the okay. We need some taunt here too. Okay, here's Holy. Oh, but it's on wall. and that's not going to do much. The big thing that we have going for us is that Wall's not likely to use another Brave Presence for now. So Delita's got 39 AP, so we need a big move from him. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Oh, that's so bad. And silence the Ayaka. Okay. We lost our Ayaka, they lost their... Yeah, we'll take it. So that was, I think that if I hadn't been stopped and disabled, that I would have finished off the Agrias sooner. Because that was actually a bad position. I could have run into a full life there. Alright, this is going to be a tough one. Their Delita is over 1k attack. This is going to be a super offensive team, and their their Agrias has the Vow of Love. So I'm hoping that we can get in with a quick taunting blade to kill the Agrias, and then kind of sustain them out and get after that Delita, maybe with a holy or something. But we're looking at a really tough battle. I picked this one though because I don't want to just pick like easy wins that I can spot, but I also want to kind of showcase these units, and what better way to showcase Delita than to show you a different Delita that is spec'd a totally different way. So my Delita is tank and their Delita is self-sacrifice. So if I can get a move in here, I'll be in really good shape if they stack together, but we'll see. Okay, so hopefully we're gonna get a big taunting blade off here. Yeah. Oh, but they're pretty resistant. Their Delita is gonna be a whole lot of trouble in a second here if we don't if we stack up for this. He could wipe my entire party in one go. Okay, so this is gonna tell you right now how strong Delita is. If he can take out my whole team, I'm assuming he's gonna limit break Ramza and Delita here, or he's going to. He's really slow though. I just realized their Delita. Here we go. We can show you. Oh, Judgment Blade. Okay. So pretty strong, but not as strong as I was expecting. You've got to see his special if you haven't. I don't think that my Delita will use his special in these matches because of Taunting Blade, but when I expect him to be just a little more of a bruiser and Squire, but without self-sacrifice, he was using it pretty much every match. Although I have heard of some people turning it off. And just like that, we're done. Alright, so we've found Machsho from the Reddit, who does a bunch of really awesome infographics and other educational things in the game. He also did some really cool artwork for some of the content creators, which is really awesome. I thought it was amazing. And he made a post about Delita that was really good as well. And you can see he's got Delita to be spec'd against ice. So I'm kind of tempted to take him on here, but I'm really thinking it's a bad idea because you can see that he's got 76 slash resist for his wall, so it's going to be pretty much impossible to take him down, I think. And then his stern too is incredibly strong, and also does have just a bunch of slash resist as well. So I'm actually going to I'm going to back out of this matchup. Just kidding, we're going to do it. We're going to go in and get our butts handed to us. But it's going to be fun to see another Delita, and then also just to see someone that's built their team to counter Agrias and slash attack teams in general. So sorry, Machsho, I'm taking your team for our exhibit here. So our best chance of victory is if we can get a big shot in on Stern, which I doubt, because I think that the wall is probably just going to Brave Presence. Oh no, because he was able to get close enough, but he still got a taunting spell, so we're pretty hooped. Unless his team stacks unfavorably for an attack here. Which he did. So we'll see if we can get a big taunting blade here on Stern. Wow, look at that. Still handles it just fine. And the second one, okay, so we got the Stern down. This puts us in a position to win. But we'll see. This, I don't know that we'll ever take down. Oh, it's a little bit leggy, but here we go. Here's the 3-stage Hallowed Bolt. Very cool attack. So we got our Ayaka special. So if we can take down this Delita on the way, then we're going to be just fine for this win. But we were incredibly lucky that that Stern went and lined up with the wall. That's the only reason that we could possibly win this match. And we've got a Banishka Blade. Wow. That lined up well for us. That's Delita's ability that actually takes away someone's AP, which is a really awesome ability. Now this is a shame. When Ayaka lines up for these big Kiragas, it's obviously very nice to heal everybody, but it's also a pain for stuff like this taunting spell, but then also things like that 3-stage bolt. And you can see that the counter tackle 1000 damage from Ramza because it's using the strike attack rather than the oh, very nice Luna Verve there, rather than the slash attack. It's very strange that he didn't Judgment Bolt my entire team there. But really, really huge that stop, because Ramza was about to have a boatload of AP. But I hope you can get a sense here, just looking at Delita being attacked and then seeing Ramza being attacked, just how tanky Delita actually is. I think he's the character that I was looking for this whole time. I didn't even know it. Which really just goes to show how deep this game is. There's the Comet, I guess, for the non-elemental. We actually took down Wall, that's incredible. So we should be able to close out from here. Although we all lined up. Triple stop. We literally lined up in the one way that could kill us. And that's the Cura from the staff, which is hilarious. And then a big Karma Blade. For the win. Alright, Machsho. Thank you for your Delita guide. Sorry for getting you on the cam. So here's another very difficult one, I anticipate at least, because Orlandeau can really crush pretty much anyone, but then also they've got a Viktora, and I want to see how Viktora's damage is against Delita, so we're going to test that out, but I'm not expecting a win from this one, although I said that last time, so you never do know. It really just depends on whether or not we can get the a first big attack off. You can see how having the taunting spell and taunting blade sync up together works very well. And hopefully, because my team is quick enough, we can get into a situation where we move out of a Viktora jump. That would be ideal.
I'm not sure I can use, but I will do my best.
Put a little Banishka blade. They don't have any aggro, so they're going to be going for my Delita, which is great because Ramza didn't. That's actually a good thing that Ramza didn't take any hate there. The Luna Verb on nobody is not ideal. But look at this. Okay, so we're gonna get a Delita right out of the range here, unless he doesn't. Okay, yeah, perfect. So we got Taunting Blade, 2,000 damage, still pretty good. And then Viktora with the miss. And that's why I don't have Viktora in this party, because you really want her for the alternate type of damage. Her jump damage does so much because she's able to get around so many resists. But because of she misses so much, we get into a lot of trouble kind of chasing the okay, we really need, yeah, okay, so Delita's gonna go down. And this is where it's really frustrating because oh, holy, okay. This team is not using a tank, and I have hit this Orlandeau with what, like 4 or 5 attacks, and I have not been able to kill an Orlandeau, and he's essentially won that match for them. The Agrias barely did anything. The Viktora missed a couple of times, but it was the Orlandeau that in the end did all the work. So here's a very fun match where we can see Gilgamesh, who again is going to be weak to Delita because he's ice, but a very, very strong unit, and we're going to see how he kind of stacks up with Delita. So I really wish that like Delita had Monk subjob or something, some sort of alternate damage. He would be, I think that would put him up a tier in terms of ranking if he could just deal some alternate source of damage. But we'll have to settle for him just being a fairly strong unit. So I gotta start thinking, when they get aggro in the middle, it makes it so much harder for my Luna Verb to hit multiple people. But there's a huge Taunting Blade, which is great. And then we've got so a nice little resist there. Ayaka's got to get quite some time to get in distance to cover though, which scares me. I feel like the longer this video's gone on, the more my game has been lagging. It's not been good. Oh, come on, Ayaka, you're too far away. So we really need that to pull off. No, it's not going to pull wall off Delita. So Ayaka's got to come in here and full life Delita. But there's a chance that she uses Holy instead. Yeah, that's bad. I wish I knew what the indicator was. Yeah, we're toast. So, if Ayaka comes up with the team, she would keep Delita alive through all of that, and I would be just fine. But because Delita was out of Luna Verve range, she stayed back an extra turn. So I have to figure out what was the difference there. So that team had a taunt in the middle, and that caused Delita to go forward. So I think I have to avoid other teams that have their taunt in the middle. Alright, final match versus an Engelbert, Orlandeau, and another Delita. So we'll see the Delita matchup again. And this time I picked somebody with their taunt on the far on slot 1, which is going to allow my team to bundle up here, hopefully for some Lunaverve goodness. Now in the future I could give Ayaka something like Mont's TMR to enable her to follow people with buffs. But this is going to be great because Ayaka's right here to do some healing. Unfortunately, she uses her special so early. Right now, this is my guild battle team, and I think I want to go see if I can do no sustain and go all DPS, but until I'm more comfortable with Viktora's jumps, I'm going to have to wait off on that. So I actually would have loved a holy there against Engelbert, but okay, Ramza with Ultima. There we go. So this worked out really well for Orlandeau to stack up there, and what's so nice is that that is a magic attack. I almost want to take Regan off of Ayaka. It's nice because it keeps her back sometimes. Oh, the miss. That would have been a big hit there. This is bad. So this is going to probably kill... Well, it depends. I have a lot of slash resist, but it's going to silence my Ayaka. So I'm toast. My Ayaka actually just took 2 hits, but she can't do anything. So she's going to hit with her staff. So I ended up showing off some losses here, but that's okay because this is a work in progress. And overall, oh man, I really dealt a lot of damage across the board, but just couldn't finish anybody off. And that's that. So thank you so much for watching, and let me know how your Delita's been going, and for that matter, let me know how your Agrias has been going as well, and how you like to set up your arena teams. And we'll see you again for some more arena videos. We're going to be doing Machsho at some point. We're going to do Lilith. We're also going to do Ramza at some point as well. So we got a ton of arena videos. They're kind of just when I find time, I'll film them. And we will also play around with Delita in different positions, not just as a tank. So thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next time.